Imagine standing at the absolute peak of a mountain, right? The view is incredible. You've conquered this massive climb, and everyone down below is just looking up at you in total awe.
Yeah, sounds pretty great.
Right. But then you trip. And because you are up there completely alone, there is absolutely no one around to catch you. So, welcome to today's deep dive. We're looking at this fascinating essay, along with some psychological case notes, titled The Invoice of Absolute Strength.
Yeah, it's a really compelling read.
It really is. And our mission today is to explore this strange contradiction, like why being the strongest or the most capable person in the room might actually be its own kind of prison. And to ground all this, we are using a pretty famous case study from pop culture, the character Gojo Satoru.
Right, so for anyone who, maybe isn't familiar with the massive anime and manga franchise Jujutsu Kaisen, Gojo is basically the perfect lens for this. I mean, he is, by every measurable standard, completely untouchable.
Literally the strongest sorcerer alive in his universe.
Exactly. But because he possesses that absolute level of power, he never truly needs anyone.
Which, I mean, that fundamental lack of need just completely warps his relationships because, well, he actually lost his best friend to this exact same kind of isolation. But what fascinates me is how he responds to it.
Oh, by joking constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He treats literal life-or-death catastrophes like they're just punchlines. And it really makes me wonder about the people around us, Yeah. Do we often misread this kind of performative ease in highly capable people? Like, are we just mistaking profound loneliness for sheer arrogance?
I think that's a brilliant way to frame it. Gojo's arrogance is essentially a shield. Instead of, getting closer to anyone else and risking that pain again, he just responded by getting funnier. His strength became this unscalable wall.
Yeah, nobody can get over it.
Right. And this isn't just some quirky character trait written for a show. It actually maps perfectly onto a stark psychological reality that the case notes call isolating exceptionalism.
Isolating exceptionalism. Okay, wait, what exactly does that mean in practice?
Well, the notes define it as what happens when someone's abilities so drastically exceed their environment that having a mutual reciprocal relationship becomes structurally impossible.
Structurally impossible. That sounds, I don't know, a bit extreme, doesn't it? Just because someone is highly competent at work doesn't mean they can't, grab a coffee with a coworker.
I mean, sure, they can grab a coffee, but true reciprocity is what breaks down there. Think about like a brilliant manager or maybe a family matriarch who always solves everyone's crises.
Right, the person everyone goes to.
Exactly. They can listen to your problems, but the moment they try to vent their own crushing stress to you, the power dynamic just makes it impossible. They're carrying a weight you can't even comprehend, let alone actually help lift.
Ah, wow. It makes me think of the physics of it. It's like trying to lean your full body weight against a really delicate pane of glass. You simply can't lean on people if you know you might accidentally crush them. So you just learn to carry the entire load solo and, call it strength.
Precisely. And that dynamic completely redefines the myth of Prometheus, actually.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, we always focus on Prometheus stealing fire for humanity, right?
Yeah.
But the real tragedy is what happens after you possess a power that your community cannot reciprocate.
Yeah.
You just end up chained to a rock, completely alone, punished by the very gift that made you exceptional.
That is wild. And that idea, being too powerful for community, it doesn't just exist in Greek myth. It's actually the tragic flaw in how pop culture totally misunderstands 19th century philosophy too. Specifically, Nietzsche's Übermensch, or the Beyond Man.
Oh, completely. Pop culture sells the Übermensch as this ultimate aspiration, right? This idea of rising above ordinary morality and legislating your own values. But they completely ignore the hidden invoice. Loneliness is baked right into the concept.
Because of the mechanics of it. By creating your own moral framework, you're intentionally severing the shared values and the everyday struggles that actually bind normal human communities together. You can't be part of the herd if you refuse to speak their language.
Spot on. I mean, Nietzsche himself died largely friendless, basically living out the crushing isolation that his own philosophy demanded. Gojo is really that philosophical thought experiment given a face. The narrative doesn't punish him for being strong. It just hands him the actual devastating bill for it.
Wow. So I want you to look at your own life for a second. Are you the most capable person in your family? Or maybe your friend group or the office? There's a line from the essay that really cuts to the bone here.
Oh, I know the one.
Yeah, it goes, the strongest person in the room is often the loneliest, not because nobody loves them, but because nobody's allowed close enough to carry anything with them.
It's such a heavy quote. Because connection really requires you to be reachable, not just impressive.
Reachable, yes. Which brings us to a challenge for you this week. We want you to purposefully hand a task off to someone else. Like, let them help you with something you don't strictly need help with, even if you know you could do it way better yourself. Let it be done badly.
Yeah, seriously, let it be done badly. Because if true human connection fundamentally relies on mutual need, we really have to ask ourselves something important.
Right, what's that?
Is our relentless modern pursuit of total self-sufficiency and independence actually just a blueprint for a profoundly lonely life?